Hi, language arts teachers. I just came across an add-on that I think might be helpful in your class. Wasn't sure when I was going to be able to meet with you, though, so I thought I would make a quick video and send it your way. If you want to meet to talk about it or look at it more, just let me know. I'm in a Google document, and I'm going to go into my add-ons and just say Get Add-on. And the add-on that I'm looking at is called Highlight Tool. And then yours will say plus free over here, and you can just add it on. And then to open it, right now I'm just in a student's essay, but it could be anything written in a Google document. So you could put a chunk of text from a read aloud in there. You could have them do this with their own writing work. You could have them do this with a partner's writing work. So anything that's typed in a Google document, you can use this add-on with. So to use the add-ons, I'm just going to add-ons and highlight tool and start. And you'll see that this new bar pops up on the side. So I'm going to go to highlighter library. And I'm going to add a set of highlighters. So this is what I would show the students on the board. I might say, okay, we need to make a set of highlighters for today's assignment. Today you're going to be analyzing your own writing. So it might say analyzing writing. And then you need to make 3 highlighters. One of your highlighters is going to be thesis statement, plus sign. One of your highlighters is going to be evidence for thesis, and one of your highlighters is going to be analysis statements. And then you could tell them that you want them to pick a certain color, or you could just have them pick whatever colors they want. But the key is to put those labels in there for what the different colors mean. Then if you were setting it up and you wanted them to add another set right away, you might make a set called Analyze Reading, and maybe they have one in there for author craft. Maybe they have one in there for setting description. So you can have them make these different sets of highlighters, and then you're going to save. So then in the highlighter library, they're going to want to select the correct set of highlighters to use. You could see that when I went back out here, my Analyze Reading highlighters were up, but I actually want to be using my Analyze Writing one. So they would just go to their highlighter library and click on their Analyze Writing set, and that'll bring up their Analyze Writing set of highlighters over on the side. And now you would have them highlight like usual. I think I've seen or talked to most of the classes are using colors to help their kids differentiate what they're doing in their writing at some point, or using that in their mini lessons to show kids the different parts of a paragraph. So what you might do then is say, okay, go through and highlight your paragraphs so that we know that you know what you're doing in your writing. So all they would do is highlight, and then they just click on the title over on the side, and it'll make it that color for them. Don't judge me on how I'm highlighting this right now. I'm not really reading it to make sure that I'm doing it correctly. I just want to get all 3 colors on there so you can see what it's going to do. Whoops. Okay, so once they were done highlighting then, what they're going to do is they can export their highlights either by sequence or by color. So if they analyze or export them by sequence, they can put it into a new document. And when they export it, it'll give them a link to their document. And all it does is it exports the highlighted portions. It gives you a little key on here so that you remember what the colors mean. And then it also puts them in a table by type. So it goes in order of their essay, but gives you the thesis statement, the evidence, and the analysis, and breaks it down by type in how they highlighted it. The other option then would be to export by color. I'm just going to have them put it on the same document. Go to that document. Notice that it added up here stored highlights for, and then it would have the title of whatever document it was pulling the highlights from. And then if I scroll down, now you can see that it sorted it by type. So put all the green highlights together, put all the yellow highlights together, and put all the pink highlights together. So ways that I see this being used, kids analyzing their own writing, trying to go through and highlight the thesis statements for me, but then you could have them export it and you would just see what their thesis statements were. You could have a portion of a read aloud or a portion of a text on a document and have them go through and pick out the evidence statements and have them export those so that you just see what they're picking out in terms of evidence. It might even be helpful, even if you don't export it, just to have the kids have these highlighters over here on the side, quicker than going up here and trying to pick out the right color all the time. And it reminds them by having those titles in there what they're using each color for. So green is my thesis statement, yellow is my evidence, instead of them having to go up here and find the colors and then try to remember when they're using each of those colors. Hopefully I said something that's helpful to you today. If not, sorry for taking a couple minutes of your time, but if so, I look forward to hearing how you end up using this in your classroom, or if you want to meet to talk about options, just let me know. Happy Monday.